I'm going to give you 4 reasons why you want to consider optioning the 2025 Cadillac CT4 Premium Luxury in deep space metallic over whisper beige interior. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and this year we get some additional paint colors for the exterior as well as some upgrades for power seat adjustment. Starting in the front, you're going to get standard LED headlights and daytime runnings. When you go into the sport trim, the grille, the black mesh inserts, but the Premium Luxury is going to emphasize some of the chrome highlighted with the gloss black. The lower will get a touch of the gloss black and nearly 4 inches of clearance. Going against the Germans, this is going to be the best in class for pricing, especially when you're considering the performance that's coming out of the hood. The first reason why I would choose this over them is because you have 2 different engine options when you go into the Premium Luxury. This is the standard 2.0 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged. That's producing 237 horsepower with 258 pound-feet of torque, and that's reaching a 0 to 60 at 6.2 seconds. But the sweet spot is the 2.7 liter, which gives you an additional 73 horsepower, dropping that 0 to 60 to 4.8 seconds. This is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 22 mpgs for the city and 32 mpgs for the highway. Now, when you go into luxury, you're going to get a 17-inch wheel. Premium Luxury adds these 18-inch wheels, and when you get into the sport, the front will have the Brembo V logo, red or blue for the calipers for the front and the rear, so it'll be a little bit more athletic, in which when you get that 2.7 liter twin turbo engine, I mean, you want to have performance to back it. But when you're going this route with the turbocharged, you're getting a little bit more luxury, but it's still going to have some performance. So to give you an example, when you go into the M240i, that's 0.3 seconds quicker than the 0 to 60 of a 2.7 liter. And yet you're going to be spending anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 more for that. So this is the bargain that you're getting. And then if you tick the box for the 230i, the other thing that you got to put in perspective is those are coupes. This is a 4-door sedan. So you have to actually go up into a 3 series in order to make it really worth the while in the competition, because you can fit 5 in this vehicle. You can only fit 4 in that, in which you're going to be spending north of $10,000 to get any of those vehicles, making this the second reason why I would option the Premium Luxury. And it's going to be the same thing whether you option Mercedes, Audi, Genesis. Infiniti doesn't even make a sedan anymore, and Lexus, well, let's just face it, this is going to be quicker. But there's going to be some cons, in which you have to option a moonroof. It doesn't come standard. The side view mirrors, this is not auto folding, and you have to go into the Premium Luxury in order to get heated side view mirrors, but standard LED taillights in the lower keeps that aggressive style with the dual exhaust finisher. So they do touch up the sport design in keeping it unique to the brand with the luxury for the chrome that's going to surround it. And if you want it to look more dynamic with the gloss black elements, you just tick the box for the sport trim, and it's still going to be less than anybody in its class. Quick release, going into 10.7 cubic feet of storage. You'll have a little storage nook right here, and underneath the floor, you have some area for storage. Unfortunately, you do have to go into the back in order to split fold the rear bench at a 60-40 split to increase the cargo, and that will maximize the cargo capacity to the CT4.
Born even, but your efforts are futile.
12-way power seat adjustment for the driver and passenger. That includes 4-way for the lumbar support, heated ventilated front seats because we have the cold weather package with the Cadillac emblem, perforated leather seating, memory for the driver. The inside of the CT4 is going to be sporty, but you have plenty of headroom as well as leg space. It is somewhat of a driver-focused setup with a 2-tone for the dashboard. We have the 14 speaker upgraded through Bose, including the navigation with this 8-inch infotainment screen. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, OnStar connection. Put it into reverse, and you get a reverse camera. The trajectory will expand out. I like that we have physical buttons here to turn on and off the audio sound system, plus a home button, so you can just go through your quick tabs here. Very simple, as well as dual climate control settings, which is standard, and you still have physical buttons, so everything doesn't have to be used through the infotainment screen. Wireless charging pad and the key fob for the CT4. You'll have the aluminum inserts, Driving mode select right here, which you can change starting with my mode, and you can edit that to make it a little bit more sporty, going into tour or sport / snow and ice. With the leather wrap heated steering wheel, that's part of the climate package, multi-function with the paddle shifts, and the gauge cluster itself can go through an array of information for it in the center, including the turn-by-turn navigation. It's going to be sporty, opens up into a deep storage pocket with USB ports, 12 volt, and what I like about this is if you don't want to use the wireless charging pad, you put your phone, you run the wires through here, plug it up, and you're not going to have wires everywhere, so it's a little bit more seamless. A moonroof is an option with an auto-dimming rear view mirror, LED interior lights, dashboard, and door panel configuring together, and you get the speaker mesh for the Bose. It's going to be a little bit more sporty, one touch up and down for the front windows with a long storage pocket with a little storage area carved out for the driver. The back seat of the CT4 is going to be a little bit tight. It is carved out for you on the sides here, and you can see the little area that makes kind of a trench for the center. Leg space is also tight. You do get storage behind both of the front seats with a 12 volt and air vents in the center, cup holders with an armrest, and the door is not going to receive any storage. It is going to be more sporty, and we don't get that aluminum mesh coming into the back. Sliding into the center, it's a little bit tight, so I would not be sitting this way personally, but at 6'3", it is still somewhat doable. Sharing feet, butt and leg space, as well as shoulder space and knee space is compromised, as well as headroom. I'm going to be sitting in the front. 237 horsepower, back with 258 pound-feet of torque. 6.2 seconds 0 to 60, which is quick enough for an everyday drive, considering you're getting great MPGs, 22 to 32 MPGs, and you can get this as low as 4.8 seconds. Let's just pull right here so actually we can see what we got. Stop, here we go. She's pretty quick. You sit down low to the ground, so it keeps a sports car sedan feel, yet you have the luxury amenities in the interior with upgrades like the Bose sound system. You get the ambient lighting. And in the front, you have a ton of space. I do wish that they would give a little bit more space to the rear, because the legroom and headroom is going to be a little bit tight. It really makes it complicated for anybody that's over 6 foot tall. But it's a smooth drive even with 18-inch wheels. Visibility is good, the windows are large all around you, but on the exterior, it keeps that sporty profile. So overall, I think Cadillac is doing an excellent job with giving the blend, especially with the price value that you're getting. And like I was saying on the exterior, this trim, you get 2 engine options. So you're taken care of with performance, and you don't have to go all the way up into the sport trim. Now, in the same category, I would probably do a chrome delete if I got the 2.7, because that engine is going to be a little bit more powerful, and yet it's still going to keep that classy drive. For maneuverability, it's no problem at all. Now let's see how the turbo lag is. We're going about 20. Here we go. It's not bad. I mean, it does its job. And to be quite fair, I like it. And because it's smaller than most sedans on the road, you can easily move in and out. Turn radius to show you, it's about 1.5 lanes to 2 lanes. It's rock and roll. The engine comes in, but the exterior noise, not so much. Hard braking. If you really mash on it, it will stop. It's light when you're mashing for the gas pedal as well as the brake, so I'm seeing a lot of value here. And that's going to take me to some pros and cons. We're going to go into some pros. I know I said a ton of them, but just to kind of close off that section, I like how they've cleaned up this center cluster here, so you're not going to have wires everywhere, because let's face it, if you go into any of the Germans, try to plug up a USB port, where is the plug going to be? All over the place. It's not going to look very nice, especially if you're trying to go out on a date. Now it's concealed. You still have a wireless charging pad, that's standard. Going into some cons, you have to option things like navigation. I don't think that should be a feature to option, considering that this is a Cadillac. That's why I went up the tier on the GM side. When you go into competition, they're doing these large screens everywhere. I kind of like that it's small, but I dislike that it's a little bit more of a reach here. They give you kind of like a palm holder type area with the gloss black. They don't go crazy with gloss black, so I do like that because a lot of the competition's doing that as well. And it's gonna be a lot easier to keep the interior of this clean. But then on the beige interior, I wouldn't pick this color because it does show like your jeans or anything that you sit on them. It will start going onto the leather. I like that we get the leather option. I don't like that you have to option a heated steering wheel because, yet again, this is a Cadillac. I know it might sound picky, but we're not even getting a full digital gauge reader. So you have to be a little bit picky because they have been picky with what they're giving. Going into the third reason why I would option the Premium Luxury is because it's a lot more comfortable than the competition, even though you sit low to the ground. So it really does boast two worlds in one with a huge savings, like I was saying on the exterior, for the second reason why I would pick this. But going back to some cons, unfortunately the back seat has absolutely no storage capacity, really, only behind the back of the front seats. It is very tight and cramped. The cargo is also a little bit small, but it's not bad for the size of this vehicle. It actually is right on par with competition, but I kind of feel like if they would have maybe gave a little bit more interior space and knocked a couple cubic feet off for the rear in the cargo, it would just nail this out of the ballpark, because then there's no need to go up into the CT5 to get a larger vehicle. You can just option this, be happy with it. You're getting so much performance value. And the last reason why I would option the CT4 is because they stay true to their heritage in the sense of not giving so much tech, so it takes away from the car. You still have this. Plus it's luxurious in the interior. Yeah, they can option, yeah, it would be nice to option things like manual cushion extensions because I'm tall, but overall they tick the box for everything, including safety, value, performance, luxury. It's hard to get something all blended in at a price value under 50 grand. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Coast Cadillac for giving us this 2025 Cadillac CT4 Premium Luxury for our car review.